According to an article posted earlier today on Insider Gaming by trusted video game leaker Tom Henderson, Disney want to release at least 2 Star Wars games per year, with one of them being a big AAA game and the other being on the smaller side, something more akin to Squadrons or mobile games. If this is true, then Star Wars gaming has a very bright future. It did anyway, as we have 8 games in confirmed development already, along with many others unannounced and likely in pre-production. But to hear something like this is very exciting to me, especially since we've been in a huge drought ever since Battlefront 2 had its content support pulled by EA back in 2020. So 2 games a year is a really good amount, especially if some games get content added to them post-launch for a number of months or years. Let's take a look at next year, for example. In 2023, we already know about Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Star Wars Hunters, Survivor being the big AAA game that Disney want and Hunters being the smaller game. Jedi Survivor I have no doubt will be an amazing game, but it likely won't get much content post-launch, if any, which is absolutely fine by me and what I've always expected. As for Hunters, well, that's a free-to-play mobile game and Nintendo Switch game, so they'll no doubt be adding content to the game for a couple of years at least after launch. Which means that even when other Star Wars games are releasing, Hunters will likely still be getting some content. As a Star Wars gaming content creator and more importantly as a fan, I find that immensely exciting. What I have found odd following this report though is people being concerned about oversaturation of Star Wars games. To that I say rubbish. Over the last 10 years we've had very little Star Wars games releasing, but during a 6-year period between 2002 and 2008 we had all of these games. That's 18 games in 6 years and therefore 3 games a year on average. If all of these games were the exact same genre, then yes, the market would have been heavily saturated, but they weren't, and therefore people refer to it as the golden age of Star Wars games. We now live in a time of incredible advancements in technology within games and genres, which means that yes, we'll get plenty of Star Wars games, but they'll likely be all vastly different from each other. So even if we do have 3 third-person action-adventure games, they could all be different to each other in so many different ways, and that would be perfectly acceptable. Whilst I do understand the concern, I do also find it very silly. Looking ahead once again, we have 8 games in development that we know of, some of which are seemingly releasing in a number of years. Hunters and Survivor are released next year, but after that we don't know any release dates at all, and no doubt the Ubisoft game Eclipse from Quantic Dream and the KOTOR remake now at Saber Interactive are likely 3 years away, at least. So I imagine we'll get plenty of announcements next year and in the years to come. The future of Star Wars gaming is incredibly bright, and if you want to stay up to date with all future Star Wars games, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel, as I'll be giving you all the latest news, speculation videos and so much more. That is it from me today though guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.